Tastes, plagues, and appetites. I could never make a burger that tasted just right. I tried lean beef, rich fatback beef. I mixed my beef with different spices, tomatoes, onions, and sometimes I caramelized the onions. Yet, my burgers could never taste like Annie's. After a year, I decided if Annie's makes a much better burger, then why don't I just enjoy Annie's burgers? I have not made a burger since then. Instead, I went to various places and was usually happy with variation on themes I liked best. Then everything changed. During the first year of a pandemic, I did not eat a burger for months and months. I did not really miss it. On my birthday, I decided to go and get one from a quiet side street place I like, where the trees make the patio seem much more intimate than it really is. The burger tasted like grease, denatured fat, and had that feel of little bits of gristle caught between my teeth. I tried burgers from other places, and they all felt and tasted the same. No matter how nice they looked and smelled, I have stopped eating burgers. The pandemic has changed me. Before the global sheltering in place, Before the global sheltering in place, I would go to the coffee shops and drink the double espresso shots every hour. When I got stuck with a proof or some code, I would stretch, wander around the block, come back, have a savory and a tall glass of kombucha. At every success in the task at hand, I'd have 2 more double shots of espresso. In my youth, I drank lattes. Those drinks don't fit my mood no more. I have no lightness, sweetness, or froth about me. Just a shot of that bitterness that I like to swirl around with my tongue, marveling at its flavors that settle in my stomach like a baby's ah. Then I smile and think of what's next. At work, I would drink coffee constantly because work takes what's best from me and tries to tell me it's not mine. At work, I drink coffee constantly because it's more pleasurable than ice cream, and I don't smoke cigarettes. If I smoked cigarettes, when I needed a moment to gain perspective, improve my focus, instead of walking around the building, balancing on that brick retaining wall that rises slowly to an ankle-shattering drop, I'd sit outside on the curb with a cigarette, and when it burned down, I'd go back inside to what demanded attention without spilling a drop. Instead, I would walk around, balance on that ankle-breaking retaining wall without spilling a drop. Unlike when I drink water, juice, soda, spirits, and beer, I drink my coffees slowly, never offering the dregs to the ancestors like I do with other things. Even when I drink it in a functional manner that the job demands. In the first year of a pandemic, I found I really missed espressos. I missed riding from coffee shop to coffee shop. I missed the head nodding acknowledgements from other people I knew only from their style. I miss the discomfort I feel from a barista's knowing what I always get. I like all the baristas. Their presence takes me back to the comfort I felt with my first post-kindergarten teacher. But the fact they know what I order is something I feel disquiet about. Even when we have a nice conversation for a minute. I missed all those things. I missed all the music I got exposed to. I still like music, but don't listen to it much. There's so little time for reading. I fill up with audiobooks and podcasts. I went to one of those places after my birthday. It felt really good to be there, despite everything being different. I ordered 4 espresso shots. I had spent months trying to get my espresso right and kept failing. At least once, I made an excellent tequila mixer on my birthday a few years ago. I usually get mixed drinks wrong. I'm too lazy to measure the ingredients properly, and they're usually too sweet or too strong. I could just read the instructions like I did to learn how to make bread or grow mushrooms, but I can't bring myself to do it for alcohol like I would for a decent coffee drink or a burger. That birthday, I was really happy. All my proofs came out right on the first try. I had made an excellent tequila drink. The next day, I had espresso to celebrate. In the first year of a pandemic, I switched my equipment to something simpler, so my coffee would taste more of itself, and its flavor would fill the house with that smell that gets me feeling like stretching, arcing my back, rolling my shoulders like a runner about to start. Sometimes I would smell it, but not always. This second pandemic year, I was still disappointed in my coffee until I found a simple thing to do with my simple equipment that always delivered an espresso I was happy with. Of course, I took it too far and got coffee sick from drinking a pound of coffee a week. I'm having to make do with the weaker teas that taste like flowers and that smoothly warm feeling of a dry riverbed pebble in the palm of your hand. I can't believe I took my coffee too far. I'm switching to decaf. I'll do one more. Thank you for your patience, and I'll just go here. My addiction is this. I don't always know when my focus will narrow to getting the light from the right direction, correcting shutter speed, then seeing what needs to be fixed in post. Sometimes this obsession bubbles up, simmering, then boiling for weeks and weeks after I burned myself out from more taxing passions. It could be part of the same true self, which gets drawn by sunsets and trees like I've never seen them before. This time, when it happened, I got a small insight into what a gambler feels every day at the table, how alcoholics can't stop. I get one-track minded about this particular discomfort at the cost of other things. If I did not just shoot without thinking, scratching that itch, despite failing over and over to hit the mark, I would not have learned how anxieties hang around everything that gives me satisfaction. Unlike writing, which I constantly throw away, even when it's fit for purpose, mediocre photos find new uses after a few years. All those images are treated like PowerShell code I keep coming back to, discovering new ways to mine them for improvements and creative directions, unlike all those poems frozen in the past. I never feel jealous of other people's writing. Instead, I study it like someone else's algorithm when I'm desperate for a solution. Unable to copy it line by line, admiring how they make common fundamentals work in a unique, elegant ways. Then I shape those insights to myself, which is always exciting for at least a few days. However, alluring images of suffering like a man without a home, sleeping in the snow on a frozen Chicago street arouses envy. I wish it was me when other photographers capture people risking their lives and health in protests over things I care about. I get uncomfortable with how the arts can transform terror, pain, and the isolation of being a burnt-up offering into what is sublime and beautiful, because it's so human to cross over from wanting to share and hold someone else's pain to indulging into abstractions over the craft as if the work keeps death from touching us. But making it easy for people to look is important. I sigh, just like everyone, when a photo hits all the right notes. If I'm going to spend part of my short time here playing about with lenses, sensors, light curves, I might as well respect myself enough to keep figuring out how the camera, which does not care, showing truths about what humans see instead. The aching weight of twin DSLRs on my shoulders does not matter, neither the strain of teary eyes when the image is finally sharp enough. Every day I find something wrong and plan the next shoot without hope or fear. Just like when I had to write all those poems about water not having enemies. I kept writing them till one day the call and response to Fela was just right. The click, click, snap of a camera, the repetitive motions of setting ISO and aperture are better than eating ice cream or drinking beer. They erase my need for sleep until I get it right, this time again.